It's cool. And then last night I downloaded Rage 2.
Ooh, nice.
And
What'd you get it on?
I may have to return it. I'm not sure my computer can play it.
Interesting. My PS4 Pro can barely play it. So yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it's kind of weird because it's like I turn the settings all down to low, and it goes into slow motion rather than like frame rate dipping or whatever, which is annoying. So I had to stare straight at the ground if I want to move quickly.
Okay. Because it can't load everything else, so it's just
less rendering, I guess.
I
but
see.
even like so, everything's on low. The game looks like garbage and it runs like garbage, which is like I've played so many more games on Max.
Yeah.
They looks absolutely fucking gorgeous, and they run at 60 frames per second just fine. So what is this game doing that's so unoptimized?
Right.
And it has to be the graphics that are slowing it down. Otherwise, staring at the ground wouldn't work.
Interesting. Okay.
So
yeah, I'm too dumb to understand that part of it. Well, I know. So they have the open world aspect to it. Are they maybe not managing that the best, where they're constantly loading stuff they don't have to load, or something like that?
That's probably part of it.
Does it change when you go into the little hub cities at all?
I haven't got that far.
Gotcha.
It's really hard to get anywhere.
Right, but you're staring down at the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny too because you'd think that running in slow motion would make the fights easier, but it really doesn't.
Yeah, because you're still locked into reacting at the same time that whatever time frame is going on, so you can't like see them moving slow. You're also moving slow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
that's a bummer. Can you? So it would seem you have a window of time where you can return it.
Yeah, I think it's so many days, but more specifically, I think it's so many hours into the game. I want to say it's like 5 hours or something like that, or 8 hours maybe. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try a few more things on the graphical settings, but yeah, man, too bad. I wanted to play it.
Yeah, for sure. I hope you can figure out some, but then you're tweaking everything to the point where you're diminishing all the other stuff. Where is it fun anymore? Like, because it still runs on PS4 Pro. I was giving it shit for the hiccups and how kind of the frame rate dips and stuff, but really it does perform pretty well on PS4 Pro. But it's funny because my PS4 Pro is I've never heard it just blare so loud with the fan. Like it's really just trucking along, like it's trying to figure it out. But it does play. But
which is so weird too, because like even looking at a base example from like same developers is like you look at
Doom. You had Doom, with Bethesda,
the Doom re-release looked fucking gorgeous. I could run that game on max,
really
60 frames per second. But this, I don't know if it's a different engine. Maybe they're using the Just Cause engine.
That's where I wonder. They're merging, aspects of it. So I would love to figure out, how much are they leaning on the Bethesda Doom gunplay, and then the actual open worldness of is it Avalanche, right? That's doing open world stuff. So. Yeah, and their stuff ran like I played. I didn't play too much of the last Just Cause, but it seemed to run well. Although you're not super up close, so maybe they can lean on less high detailed textures and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So and then you're just like adding just systems on top of each other. I'm surprised it runs the way it does, at least on PS4 Pro, because they're trying to do a lot at once.
Yeah.
But I am playing. So I kind of changed my tune when I messaged you. I was like 4 hours in. I spent the weekend playing it, and I'm actually having a blast playing it.
Good.
It's still wonky. It still has a lot of issues, but it's still overall fun. Like the actual gunplay is fun.
The main thing I've heard about it is if you can collect all the power-ups, so you can do all the moves, that's when it's at its most fun. You're just You're a god bouncing around, slamming into the ground, dissolving people into a wall.
I haven't done that yet, but I can see how. Yeah, I can see that because I'm just building. I maybe have like 2 of those special moves, but I can see that when it works and you're just moving around the room, just taking out everybody, vaulting on stuff and doing combos with your abilities. Yeah, it's really, really fun.
Yeah. And
it's actually beautiful. Like when when everything's loaded the correct way, it is super gorgeous. So like there's times where you're out because it's the time of day is always changing, right? Mm-hmm. So you'll just be in this like super foresty part of the map and the sun setting, and it just looks awesome. But other times it has issues just loading, faces the right way or like syncing audio. I had a crazy audio bug where it was kind of hard to play, but.
Although I will say, even on the lowest settings, looking straight down at the ground looks fucking gorgeous.
That's good. So 10 out of 10 for floor graphics in your viewable area.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. I just read, too, today that You can play, if you just like book it, you can beat the story in 2 hours. I'm jumping around. I'm not really just doing story or open world.
Really?
But apparently if you just go head first, yeah, you can, which I don't know. I can kind of see that because I'm not super interested in the story. I don't think they're really grabbing onto me there.
Yeah.
It's kind of generic, but yeah, everything else as far as the gunplay goes is keeping me around.
See, that's almost how I'd like a Fallout game to be.
I keep thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, like give me a story that's like this deep, and then just give me tons and tons of side quests that are like this deep. But I think a lot of people would be pissed off if that happened.
Possibly.
So.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. When I was playing, I was thinking of Fallout. It's almost like there's two different dimensions where with Fallout, they get the story, they knock it out of the park every time. Everything's so calibrated, but the gunplay is just kind of horrible. It's just manageable. With this, it's the other way around, where the gunplay is the main thing, but the story is just, craps out. But
that's exactly what I was thinking when playing it and kind of watching people playing it. I'm like, this is just Fallout, but the bad parts are good and the good parts are bad.
Yeah. Yep. It's just the upside down.
So, and it's got its own personality, which I appreciate. I do find it weird, the spray painted ladders that let you know you can go up them. I'm like, well, this is random.
And you have to lock into an animation to climb them, which isn't a big deal, but I'm used to like jumping on it and then latching. But yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of they almost took directly from the Far Cry games where those ledges that they want you to jump on have like the rope and stuff hanging off the edge. I've seen like literally the same thing just placed there where they want you to jump on it. Yeah. But and then there was bugs where like the AI would be in front of me but not shooting me, just kind of like waiting for me.
Well, maybe it's out of ammo.
I guess, but then I would kind of like engage it by getting close, maybe backing away, and then it'll start shooting and then just stops. So it's not consistent at all. But
well, I appreciate that you're playing fair.
Yeah, I wanted to give him a chance to actually engage with me, but yeah.